to the Three Hammers. Luke's back off his holiday, looking nice and tanned. How's it going, mate?
It's all fake. It's all fake. Just got me missus to put it on before we went live. Yeah, good to be back. Well, not good to be back. Obviously, good to be back on the show, but not good to be back from holiday. I didn't catch the Brighton game. Obviously, there was a bit of a Twitter meltdown. That's about all I could pick up on. We've just touched on that a little bit before we talk about the Watford game. You see it, mate. What did you think? Make of that game?
It was bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a poor game, but it weren't as bad as people were making out. It really weren't. First half we were really bad. We were terrible. Second half we sort of grew into the game. We were a lot better. And the changes he made at halftime, bringing Antonio on when he brought Antonio on, that really did change the game. And I said this to you. I don't know if you see it. You was away, obviously, but I said in our little group chat last season, I slagged off Antonio unbelievably. I was massively on his back. But for me now, so far this season, he's the first name on the team sheet, 100%. He made such a difference, having that direct physical presence, which we didn't have.
To be fair, he did really look good towards the end of last year as well. He sort of looked fit, looked like he'd lost a bit of weight.
I think we really missed. A lot of people were criticising the setup, Pellegrini's team selection. I understand why he played Hernandez. He's his player. He's a senior striker. The other guy, he hasn't played yet. He's going to need time to settle in. But playing Hernandez up front on his own against three of the biggest centre halves in the league was pointless, absolutely pointless. And it wasn't until Antonio came on and gave him something to worry about that we really troubled him. I think if we would have had Allaire fit, obviously he's a big physical guy, he can hold the ball really well, it would have been different. Listen, I always say an away point is nothing to be sniffed at. I don't care who you're playing in this league. If a point away is a result.
It all means they played quite well as well, didn't they? Like Brighton were a tidy side from what I was listening on the radio.
Yeah, playing well. And they've had good results so far this season. They're not a muggy team.
But they beat the guys we're playing. They beat the guys we're playing 3. Was it 3, 4?
Yeah, smashed Watford. So I wouldn't say. I think a lot of people were expecting us to go up there and just roll over them. It weren't going to happen. It was a tough game. Yes, we could have played better. Yes, the selection from the start could have been better. But, we had our 2 most expensive signings ever injured. No Anderson, no Alla. As much as people like to slag off Mark Noble, he was a big miss in the midfield. So
I don't know why Balbuena was dropped as well.
No, I hope. Well, I say I hope he's all right. I can only think it might have been if he was carrying a knock. And it was weird as well. Bonner came in and he gave Bonner the armband. I don't understand Pellegrini's captain selections.
I'm not a fan of Bonner. I'm not a fan of it, I have to say.
Do you know what? He played well, though. He did. I think he played well. The goal wasn't really his fault. Diop, again, shaky. Hopefully he sort of settles in as the season goes on. But yeah, Masuaku much better than Cresswell in my opinion. Good to have him back in the side. But yeah, it weren't bad. It was an away point. Yes, we could have played better, but we move on. Hopefully we've got everyone back fit for tomorrow.
Yeah, and going into tomorrow, guys, it's obviously Watford, a team that we got a really good away win last year. Last game of the season, 4-1. Goals from Anatovic, Mark Noble, and I think Lanzini got the other one, if my record serves me correct. And they beat us 2-0 at the London Stadium. Looking at them, at the moment, I see someone sat on, I think it was Hammer's chat, said you could pick a few teams to play at the moment. Watford would definitely be in that list. Teams to play with them, Newcastle, and then probably us.
But I mean, we're West Ham, mate. Oh yeah, you haven't scored a goal yet. Well, come to West Ham, mate. That's fine.
No worries. West Ham are in town.
Like, how much? Who was it they signed for Welbeck?
Yeah, Danny Welbeck. Yeah, Danny Welbeck. I was going to go into their transfers.
He will score his first goal for Watford.
Yeah,
100%.
Looking at their transfers, actually inspiring. That obviously Danny Welbeck is one, and the only other one of sort of note is a guy called Craig Dawson. Obviously, not a bad centre back. Yeah, you could lay money, I think, on Danny Welbeck getting a goal, and I think that's a good little cheeky bet to put on if you're looking to make some change tomorrow.
I was reading earlier sorry, mate. I was reading earlier they signed a guy called Sarr.
Yes, I saw. Yeah, that was another one. Yes,
who's supposed to be decent. Can't say I know too much about him, but yeah, another one who I was reading. Loro's prediction on the BBC predicts us to lose because, of course,
as always. I think Charlie Nicholas put us to lose as well.
I mean, they've lost what 6 games in a row now, going into last season as well.
Yeah, currently sitting bottom with no points.
No points, no goals. Really,
West Ham,
really.
West Ham, as you say, mate. If it wasn't us,
yeah,
you know,
it'd be lovely. 3 points.
The banker on the bet slip. You know what I mean? But this is a banker on the for Watford. But reading some of their injuries, apparent injuries. You've got main man, obviously Troy Deeney, their sort of talisman, their captain, a player I always like and admire. Not when he plays against us, just as as a leader, and a huge loss for them.
Yeah, and he loves playing against us as well. So no, I was really happy to see that he was out and he won't be playing. So yeah, that's a result.
The other rumoured ones, again, players that could face late fitness test is Decore and Robert Pereira. I'm a fan of Roberto Pereira, former Juventus man. Yeah. So if those guys ain't playing, really, like you say, mate, you're only looking really then at Lafao and possibly Danny Welbeck, and Lafao and another player who likes scoring against us. Really, really dangerous player. Probably better than West Ham, better than Watford, sorry, in terms of his actual playing ability.
Yeah. I think 100% Decore is a massive miss for them if he's out. Yeah, I mean, just looking at it again, we're going to keep coming back to this. It looks like it should be 3 points. I wouldn't if I was doing predictions, and I'd have to predict us to win. But yeah, you just don't know with West Ham. We could turn up and roll over them 4-5-0.
We don't.
Or we could lose 3-1.
Another player, obviously, that you may see a sight of for Watford is obviously Domingos Quina as well. Former Hammer, point to prove if he was to play. Could he come back and bite us? Maybe.
I don't know. How is it? I didn't even realise he was still at Watford, to be honest with you. I don't know if he's been playing or what's been going on with him.
I think he scored a couple of goals from last year. I remember him scoring a cracker for his first ever goal. It's just the sort of thing that you would play harder because you want to prove yourself against West Ham. Loads of things West Ham wise, mate. Obviously, Twitter meltdowns at the minute. There was loads of videos done on the Pellegrini. Should Pellegrini be sacked? And yeah, I know. I'm just putting it out there. But there is definitely a question mark, mate. If last year we lost that first 4 games in a row. If we were to sort of not get a point after the first 4, 5, 6, you've got to start looking at him. Does he know the team, and is he getting it? Is he getting these tactically set up right?
Yeah, so I think it's fair to question. So again, the likes of against Brighton, I think it's fair to question his setup from the start and his tactics. It's fair, you can do that. Talking about, I know we're not talking about him going. I know a lot of people ain't, but seeing talks about him leading. But seriously, the season is literally 180 minutes old. We're 2 games in, 2 games,
and we've played Man City.
Yeah, we've played probably the best team in the world. And we've got an away point against a decent Brighton side who have been spanking us for fun the last couple of times we played them.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible start. I don't understand the panic. I'll tell you what, mate, it's really been winding me up so far this season. Like I normally love going on the forums. I love reading all the news and reading all the opinions. And it's just been, honestly, this last couple of weeks has just been absolute meltdowns across the board. And I've had to stay away from it. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why everyone's panicking.
Yeah, no. Again, with the Brighton game, I think, like you touched on it at the beginning, mate. I think if Haller was playing, Felipe Anderson was in that team, I think we would have done them. Again, it's just Stam, isn't it? We get a lot of injuries, and I don't think he knows he's starting 11 yet. Really don't, and that's again, he needs that click sort of within the next 3 to 4 games. He needs to know what his starting 11 is. Jack Wilshere going to be starting? Is it going to be Fornals? For me, at the moment, there's probably two undroppable players at the moment. See, don't count Hilaire in there yet because we haven't seen nothing. But Manuel Lanzini and Declan Rice are the only undroppable players at the moment.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Them two, 100% would be the first two names on the team sheet. Absolutely no doubt about it. And you're right, mate. Where you're saying he needs to get to know his team, but I don't know the amount of players we've got. I don't know if he's going to have a settled first 11 this year. You know, if you think of the likes of obviously we signed that Ajeti is going to be probably on the bench a lot of time. We've still got Yarmolenko, who's obviously come back from
whenever
a big
he comes
injury.
on, he always looks good as well.
Yeah, it makes an impact. But then who do you drop? Do you drop Antonio? You know, do you play Wilshere? Do you drop Wilshere and play Fornals? Do you drop Lanzini? You can't drop Lanzini.
You can't drop Lanzini at the moment.
You know, you can't drop Rice. Like, where do all these players fit in? It's a tough problem to have. So I think we are going to see a lot of rotation.
I see a point made on one of the other channels about like Hernandez, quite harsh that probably Haller is going to start Saturday, and Hernandez scored, and he did take that quite well, that goal as well.
He did, yeah, he did. I wouldn't mind seeing because when Hernandez the first half was completely anonymous. Again, when Antonio came on, it gave him someone to play off of. Antonio was more direct, and then it freed up space. You know, he didn't just have three giants marking him all the time. I would really be interested to see Hernandez and Haller start together, do that classic big man, little man. But then again, you've got to drop so many good players. Like, how do you fit everyone in?
Yeah, and whenever you go two up front nowadays, it's that big argument, and you're sacrificing a midfielder.
Yeah, so who do you drop? You know, then if you would have to play, if you're playing in midfield too, it's obviously Rice +1. You know, if Anderson, I would be tempted to play Anderson on the right and Lanzini on the left, and then do Rice and Fornals or Wilshere maybe in the middle.
But then you're dropping your sort of like your full man Antonio at the minute.
Yeah, I know, mate.
It's a tough.
It really
like
is.
I say, I don't know whether he knows what his 11 is yet. What that solid 11 is. This is what's going to play if they're all fit. There's obviously question marks about Jack as well at the moment. I'm a big fan of Jack. Big fan. It's quite clear the first couple of games he's not fully there yet, is he? He's not it's a little bit behind the pace, but that's to be expected. I wouldn't mind him getting a rest, to be honest, as well. You know, like a couple of games and a rest, couple of games and rest, if it gets him through the whole season.
Yeah, it's weird because he looked really sharp pre-season. But yeah, no, I agree with that. But again, the first couple of games, who has looked really good, apart from Lanzini. Even Rice didn't look great against City. Obviously, it was against Man City.
Haller had a good 20 minutes against
City. Yeah, he did. Yeah. So I don't know. But again, it's early days. We're 2 games in. So give it time. Don't start panicking just yet.
No. Sort of something Gonzo touched on in Hammer's chat one about the right back situation. He would like to see Ben Johnson start at right back position. What about you?
I don't know why you would take it off of Fredericks.
He wasn't happy with Fredericks' distribution.
I honestly, I haven't really seen. Well, 2 things. First of all, I think Fredericks has been decent. I think he's played quite well. His pace is a fantastic asset to be able to get back and cover. But I'd be interested to know what Gonzo's seen from Johnson that makes him think his distribution is going to be any better.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a valid point. And obviously, there is an argument that would you play Zaba for the more experience in a game that really it's not must win, but it's sort of like need to win. It's not must, but you should win.
You know, I'm a massive fan of Zabaleta, a massive fan, but his legs are not there anymore, and his lack of pace, you just get exposed, especially. You know, if they end up playing the likes of Delafeu against, like, if they just matched him up against Zabaleta, he'd tear him to pieces. And I just don't think, I don't think the legs are there. I think in games maybe where you're just going to be sitting back which it doesn't look like that's the way that Pellegrini wants to play. I don't. Zabaleta, fantastic. Love having him in the squad. Fantastic for morale and for the younger players and all the rest of it. And a fantastic, reliable sort of player to have there as a backup. But I don't see him as a starting player for us anymore.
Yeah, I would like to see. I really wanted to see a Jetty come on, or a Jetty, however you pronounce it. I really do want to see this guy. I think there might be a bit of a player in there, hopefully.
Yeah.
And hopefully we do get to see him at some point. In terms of like predictions, mate, if you're going to be bold.
Right. If Ale and Hernandez start, I'm going to predict 3-1 to West Ham. If they don't, I don't know.
Yeah. I think if Haller starts and your Andersons, your Lanzinis, and we have the good little triangles going, yeah, there's a good chance we could win like 2s, 3s. But again, it's all got to click.
Yeah.
If Delafeu scores early or Welbeck scores early, it sends the game completely the other way.
Mm.
Yeah. That's enough of that one. I'm sure we'll be doing a review after the game if you're available tomorrow. But let's talk a little bit about Newport, mate. Newport, Tuesday night. See a game they've picked for Sky Sports because they know we're going to get tucked in. Don't really know much about Newport. I don't think we've even played them that many times. But don't be seeing. Again, I really don't like this cup goalkeeper crap. You know what I mean? I want to see Fabianski in goal, and then a team around Fabianski. For me,
do you know all I want to see, mate? I just want to see us go out there and actually put some effort in against a lower league side. How many times over the years? This ain't just recent thing. Over the years, we've got such a bad record against lower league opposition because they always come out, they want it more, they fight, they're into every challenge. And I don't know. Like I say, it's across different teams, different managers. We always seem to just think, oh yeah, we just need to turn up and sort of walk on the pitch and we'll win this one. I don't care who plays. I just want to see some effort and some fight. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, no, I'd like to say. Hopefully, we get to see a bit more of a Jetty. Be that Cardosa bloke as well.
Yeah,
Yarmolenko will probably get minutes as well. Yarmolenko will get some minutes. But yeah, hopefully, it's a nice sort of comfortable win for us and we go through.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I will say as well. If you look at the likes of our sort of reserve team now, our backups, the quality of our backups, compared, in my opinion, are probably better than they've ever been. When you're talking about starting a cup team, or with the likes of, we don't know anything about this Ajeti, but still, a decent money signing. Yarmolenko, this Cardoso, a big prospect. You'll probably have maybe the likes of Hernandez, Antonio.
Yeah.
I wonder if Noble might be fit. Yeah, Johnson. We've got a really good sort of second string now, and as far as the attacking players go, anyway.
And what you were saying there about in terms of the occasion and stuff, we would hope these guys, they're not just, say, fringe players who haven't got a chance to get in the 11. They will go out and be like, I put a good shift in here. I'm in for the Norwich game. That's what you hope. That's what you hope, and I hope that is the case. Obviously, some news out yesterday, mate. I'm sure you read it because he's your favourite player, Lanzini. He said he wants to stay.
Yeah,
great
I did
news.
Read that.
Great
news.
Yeah,
fantastic. I wouldn't expect him to say anything else.
No.
But yeah, it's great news. Hopefully, we get his contract.
But it's a must. It's a must. Otherwise, you're potentially losing. God knows how much he's worth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even open the until 50 million was on the table. Yeah. Zaha's 80 million. Not even going to start talking till 50, at least.
Yeah. As anyone who watches us regularly will know, Lanzini's my favourite West Ham player. I think he's incredible. Easily one of our best players, ability-wise. Really good to see him come back strong off the back of his injury, and he really seems to be getting into form again now. Called up for Argentina again. This guy Lanzini is going to be a full Argentina. He's going to be an Argentina international player.
Yeah, former West Ham. Yeah. Mr. Lionel Scaloni, mate, is the manager of Argentina now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right, mate. Mr. Champions League.
Yeah, Mr. I kicked the ball to Steven Gerrard.
You know, I still like Skirney. I still do.
Oh, no, I liked him. I thought he was a good player when he played for us. I liked him. He had that. We used to call him Mr. Champions League, didn't we? He had that like air of grace about him when he played football. Yeah. But yeah,
no,
great news. Just
yeah, fantastic.
got to get it done. Get done. That's the most important thing. Get it done now. So we are building something really special there at the minute. It's something really special. On that though, as well, just quickly, mate. How vital is it that we get in Europe this year now? Is it essential? I think it's essential.
If we don't, we're going to see a lot of these players start thinking, right, I need to move on. I don't know if it's essential to get European football. I think it's essential that we're challenging for it. It's essential that we're in the mix. You know, I think you were saying last week, if it comes to near the end of the season, 3-4 games to go, we need to be in that conversation.
Yeah, we need to be. We may still finish 7th. We may still finish 6th.
Yeah, we need to be in that
done by March.
No, 100%. And if it comes to that, 3-4 games left, and we're like, right, okay, we can't finish no higher than 10th. Yeah, I think we're going to have issues keeping hold of a lot of these promising players.
Even like I think Rice could potentially stay for another year, but I think if Rice went and had a good Euros, if Diop started getting in that France team, which again, France team's got some unbelievable centre backs, so it's quite hard for him to actually get in there. Even though he's a good player, you got Umtiti, you got Varane, you're really going to get in front of them, not the minute. Haller as well, even Haller, if he has a good Euros, if he got picked for France and has a good Euros, he's another one. He may only hang around for a season. That's like I say, you have to make that next step.
Yeah.
Start getting Europa League. Just it attracts the better player straight away. Just saying,
it shows ambition. It shows that it's a club that's going somewhere. No, 100%. Like I say, I think with that, we need to be in the mix. We need to be in that conversation throughout the season, no doubt.
Just one more thing. Obviously, great to see as well, Matt. I'm sure you see it. Grady Diagana, 2 goals for West Brom.
Actually, I didn't know. I didn't see that, no.
Oh, yeah, he scored a cracker actually as well. Low left foot drive, so it's good. Again, I don't think he should have gone out on loan. To be honest, I quite like him. I thought he was doing well.
Yeah, I like him.
Why?
I think I can understand why as well. I think he did do well. I think he was looking promising for us. But again, look at the amount of players that we're trying to fit into that that front. 5 players. We've got so many players we're trying to fit in there. I think it makes sense. Send him out on loan, get him a full season of football under his belt. And yeah, 100% he's got a future with us. 100%.
Yeah, I think that's enough, mate. I think that brings an end to it, really. I hope you've enjoyed the show, guys. Please check it out if you're not watching live. I hope you've enjoyed watching it back. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, if I can catch Paul for a little review of the Watford game, mate. If you're about,
I'll be back.
It's good to be back. Until then, guys, come on your irons, keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.